Hey YouTube, what is going on? And so today I competed in the SSG $200 Open tournament and I qualified for the bracket and finished top 4, guaranteeing me $20 with mostly PEKKA bridge spam. I didn't use it in the final best of five, but I used it for like almost all of my matches, qualifying for the tournament and playing in the quarterfinal best of 3. So I'm gonna hop into some of the replays I have. Almost every game I played was against a counter. And so I'm going to show you guys how to beat some of the most difficult matchups, such as Loon Cycle with 2.9, like the Musketeer and the Bomb Tower, and versus RG Skeleton Dragons, or RG was RG Fisherman, that's the deck, and versus a few more matchups. So I'm going to hop right into some of the first replays. I'm going to scroll down just a bit. Oops, that's TV Royale. Make sure if you guys enjoyed these videos to give it a like, subscribe, drop a comment below, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Let me go down and find our first match here against Wilson. Wilson? I'm just gonna say it's Wilson. But yeah, I was using this Cannon Cart Bridge Spam deck for the first part of the tournament. I went 3-3, and I ended up having 9 wins. 4-3. I ended up having 9 wins. So yeah, I switched back to Pekka as I was getting frustrated, and we play up against Wilson here first. So if you guys missed it, this was streamed live on Cashman's channel. So if you guys don't already follow Cashman, I'd make sure to give him a follow so you're aware of when these tournaments happen next. You could end up winning $200. There were a lot of pros in this tournament. I was able to get top 4 and win some money. So starting out, Skeleton's Miner, I didn't know what he was running. So it's always a decent play to go in with a Magic Archer there on the Miner, except in this matchup. This matchup, I mean, you can do it in single elixir, but as you can see, he's going to punish really aggressively. So I knew he was going in with a balloon. I knew he was going to be at pretty low elixir. So I wanted the P.E.K.K.A, and I followed up with an Ewiz once the Ice Golem is dead. And the Ewiz limits the balloon to no hits. And I have a full HP P.E.K.K.A and a Ewiz coming down the lane. And so I knew he was going to do that for his defense. Perfectly fine by me. Um, and yeah, he has to spend his Ice Golem, and the Ewiz is helping out with the skeleton. So P.E.K.K.A goes and kills his Musketeer. Miner walks back the other way. My Royal Ghost is hitting his Ice Golem, but the P.E.K.K.A didn't have anything for my P.E.K.K.A, so it's gonna get 2 hits. I go with the Bandit to force out the Bar Barrel, since that could be really annoying if he decides to go in for a Loon push, and I only have my Magic Archer. I was also cycling back to the Magic Archer. And so yeah, with this hand, I'm up 1 elixir here. He's laughing. He was not happy he took the 2 hits. I BM him later in the game because I knew he was laughing, and I was not having any of it once I had won. So he goes in with a Musketeer to start this defense on the Battle Ram. I wanted Battle Ram in the back to force out his Bomb Tower, but we end up getting the Musketeer, which I can poison, and the Bomb Tower out of hand. So again, our elixir is about even. His Bomb Tower is going to survive, but only for like 5 more seconds, so it's not going to make a big deal. And yeah, we have a lot of damage, but this match can turn on a dime. This deck is really good, and so I go Magic Archer in the back. Or this deck has a really good matchup, that's what I mean. I go Magic Archer in the back. I needed to cycle something, so when he goes in with the balloon, same lane, I knew he was going in with the Miner. So I go with a P.E.K.K.A, huge amount of P.E.K.K.A value there. And that was a terrible play on his end, because I knew he was going to P.E.K.K.A, or Miner or whatever. So I had my P.E.K.K.A ready, and now we have a P.E.K.K.A and a Magic Archer counter pushing. He ends up failing the Ice Golem kite. I zap his tower just to get rid of those skeletons. The P.E.K.K.A is going towards tower. He's really mad. I say, wow. He snowballs my king, but he doesn't quite give up here. I think he was just being really annoying and trying to keep me from 3 crowning. So I'm just spamming here. Since he's not giving up, I'm just gonna keep up the pressure just to make sure that he can't attack. I start saying thanks like a lot because again, this is a really, really, really bad matchup, and I wanted to let him have it. So his King Tower is down to 1,000 HP, and I think once I started BMing, he realized, oh shoot, I shouldn't give up. I shouldn't lose when I have a free matchup to this guy. So he goes in with a terrible balloon. He's really desperate. It's a really easy cleanup. He snowballs. He misses literally everything, and now I have a huge counter push. 1,000 HP on this tower about, and yeah, it's gonna be GG. Well played against Loon Cycle versus 2.9 or 2.9 Loon Cycle. So the general tips for this matchup are to play really passively. Try and keep both of your air counters in hand as much as possible. And when you defend, you're usually going to need to use both loon counters. So make sure you pressure so that he has to take time defending and you can cycle back for the next defense. Because if you don't pressure, they'll just be able to cycle around again and you're going to be in huge trouble. So going up into the next match against Isle Shihi, who's a really good player. He plays in no tilt. And Skelly Drags are, oh my gosh, this is one of the worst matchups in the game for P.E.K.K.A right now. So going into the match, I sent out a few of this Goblin Fire emotes because I knew he was running RG from earlier, and yeah, he was also in my clan, If you guys didn't know, I'm in CWA's clan for Clan Wars 2. We're gonna be trying to win the creator tournament. He was in the clan, so said I did the Goblin Fire emote too for that. So going with the Magic Archer again, always want to be able to chip when you can. I knew he was gonna either have to Fireball or spin on. He ends up spending 6 elixir, so it was a very good trade for me. I go with the Battle Ram, take these Skeleton Dragons. Kind of a mistake on that Battle Ram. I meant to let one lock on, and then so my Battle Ram would have enough HP to force out more elixir. But it's no big deal. I end up 2 elixir, so it was pretty fine. So here he goes Fisherman really close to his tower. I peck at the bridge, knowing that this Fisherman is going to die, and the peck is going to be brought up really close. So this is basically where I win the game. Versus RG in single elixir, you can usually go peck out the bridge if they Fisherman in the back, as long as you have just Zap and Cycle for their Skeletons, because they'll try and Skeletons use Zap. Pekka one-shots the Fisherman. It can now one-shot the Hunter if they place it within the near the Fisherman. And as you can see, he doesn't have any counters other than his Skeletons, which he just got in hand. He won't be able to play for this Hunter. I already have the Bandit. So I knew with the Bandit coming behind that I was going to be fine. And so Pekka does smack the Fisherman or the Hunter before he gets another hit. He goes in with not a great heal spirit. And yeah, it's going to be tower down. I spam a ghost just to make sure. And yeah, that was just a textbook right there, what you want to do. He had no skeleton, so that zap was basically free. I go with a Battle Ram just to pressure a little bit more. I don't want him to be able to go in immediately. Battle Ram does connect for a little bit of damage. It's not really, that wasn't really important at this time, because I already had his tower. It's basically game over because I knew I could defend. And then I go in with a Bandit. Another key tip when facing Hunter, if you Bandit anywhere in the same lane, the Bandit will dash, and the Hunter, while hesitating, will shoot her in the face. You'll have no counter push. If you go with your Bandit one tile into the opposite lane of wherever the Hunter is, or you wait for the Hunter, like you play the Bandit within immediate range of the Hunter. So like, let's say you place it like, I can't show you, but like 3 tiles from the Hunter, and the Hunter shoots and she'll dash through it. So yeah, the easiest way to remember is just to play it 1 tile in the opposite lane, and the Hunter will walk over, shoot, and she'll dash through. She'll either take minimal or no damage. So it's just the way to optimize your interactions. So he's going to throw out the good game, and he's going to log my Cinder. So yeah, at this point, I just peck his king, and we take his tower and the win. And now going into the next game, I'm going to show the one against E-Golem, and okay, I kind of cheesed this guy. I kind of starting handed him. He was playing Lava earlier in the tournament, so I wanted to peck at the back first play. So yeah, I end up going peck at the back first play. In just a second, I held my Magic Archer, and then I'm like, nah. If he's playing Lava Hound, I'm going to end up losing immediately. So as you can see, I select my Pekka, and I Pekka the back. Major skill. So he doesn't have a good hand at all. If he healers, sacrificial to my Pekka. If he E-Drag, basically sacrificed to my Magic Archer, because he has no Tornado. If he E-Golems, that would have been his best play, because he could have stacked a push, but even then, that's not very good. So right here, this was just really good. I do end up having to defend later, so don't worry. It's not like I 3-crown him here, and you guys won't learn anything about the defense. But he does have to go in with the healer, so I know he's at low elixir, and he has 0 good answers in hand for my attack on this lane. So I do go in with the Bandit and the Battle Ram. The Bandit there is going to be really good. It's going to help take out his Night Witch, and I can zap his tower. So that tower is going to end up falling. And the Inferno Dragon took damage. And so the Inferno Dragon took like 3 hits of damage, so I can actually leave that. Because it's only in the last 2 or 3 tower hits where it heats up to damage where you can't really take it. And that one has already taken enough damage where I can just let it go. The Pekka, I think, got 3 hits on his tower over there. And so yeah, this is just looking incredibly good so far. And we're about even. Like, he's up like half an elixir here, if any. Actually, he's up nothing. So that was just completely perfect for me. I go in with my Ghost. The reason I go with the Ghost on that lane and not his other tower is mainly just to cover my weak side tower if he goes in. If he goes E-Golem, it'll take some damage, which will help me. Any damage on an E-Golem is good for me. So I just go with a Magic Archer here to get ready to kill that E-Drag. And I believe, yeah, I kite the E-Drag over. I kind of fail, though. The what's it called? The E-Drag immediately comes back. So now here, I want to pressure as hard as I can, because he's just going to ignore that Battle Ram and Bandit, and I'm down so much elixir, I'm going to instantly lose my tower, probably the game. especially because he has such good 3-crown capabilities. So I immediately pressure. The hope here is to get him to spend Elixir and have his Night Witch separate and have him force out a healer. And then my Magic Archer would chain his Eagle in the tower, take that, and then I have a free defense. So I do end up doing that. The Battle Ram does connect. He goes healer on the Ewiz. Good play on his end. Magic Archer is chaining the tower down to 1 poison range, but it unfortunately got within range of his tower, which wasn't the best. So as you can see, I don't have too much elixir here. So I end up going with a poison. The reason I go with that poison is just so that when my P.E.K.K.A, so that I don't have to spend my zap, and it'll help kill his E-Golem a bit. But it was kind of, I should have just zapped once the P.E.K.K.A died, or the Night Witch died. So he goes in with a really bad Night Witch. And a terrible heal spirit as well. He is going to take the tower because Raged Eagle. That's kind of how you want to defend. You want your P.E.K.K.A to be up really high, because the higher your P.E.K.K.A is, the more it'll be able to tank, and the more you're just like able to just the more your P.E.K.K.A will just kill everything at the bridge, and you can kind of section your defense so the Eagle being taken care of low, and everything else is being taken care of high, and you protect your P.E.K.K.A and it'll get a ton of value. So here he goes in. He's desperate. He goes in for a terrible, terrible Eagle. Literally nothing he could do though. It's an easy defense. He gets like 100 damage. And I meant to distract the E-Drag from the Battle Ram, but it doesn't even matter this late in the game with 30 seconds left. He goes in with the Night Witch to pull it back. Again, not very good. I don't think I do anything about those bats. No, I don't. I just play my cards so that I'm not bleeding. I go with a Battle Ram and good E-Drag value for him, but I just retarget it with an Ewiz. And now I have so many troops. I have 2 Ewizes, I have a P.E.K.K.A, I have a Bandit, I have a Battle Ram, I have a Ghost. I now have second Magic Archer. There's nothing you could do. So I wouldn't advise pecking the back first play ever. I had to starting hand him because I knew he was running lava, but he wasn't. So we were able to get the win. And then finally going into the next game against Shadow from underrated. As you can see, I played RG up above, but I ended up losing that game. I don't think I'm gonna show it because I didn't really play it the best. I want to be showing, like, if I show a loss, I want it to be because I played well and it was a close game or something like that. So I go with the Bandit first play. I didn't know what he was playing. And I go with a Magic Archer for this Baby Dragon. So at this point, I was trying to figure out what he had. Barbarrel could be Golem or Graveyard, and then he pulls out a Poison, and so I'm for sure that it's Graveyard now. I place my Battle Ram in the opposite lane, and that's just to kite the Baby Dragon over while the Magic Archer finishes it. He has to go for the Ice Wizard, and so at this point in time, I'm in a really awkward position because I need to Ghost so that I don't bleed and I can kill his Ice Wizard, but he's gonna get a King activation here. And so, as you can see, I have my P.E.K.K.A. I was contemplating P.E.K.K.A at the back once he hit 10, but he's going to cycle a Knight here. Oh, actually, no. I P.E.K.Ka'd first. Right, I did P.E.K.K.A the bridge here. He cycled his Knight. He doesn't have many good answers, as you can see. He uses the Ghosties at 5 Elixir, and I knew he was really low, so I spammed the Ewiz as well. Ewiz is on the Bar Barrel. I go in with my own Bandit, and I'm just going to try and get as much damage as I can here. His Ice Wizard does come down. I tried to do a sneaky little zap retarget on the tower and the Ice Wiz. I think I missed the tower, or the P.E.K.K.A was too little HP. So the P.E.K.K.A doesn't get a hit, and I end up having to eat the entire night because I overcommitted. But overall, it was very good for me. We ended up taking most of his tower. And this is exactly where you need to be. You want to try and get as much damage as possible. Ideally, you don't want to take that entire night, but I mean, with that zap, there was really nothing I could play that would, because if I played something on it, then he'd be able to go in for a Ghost or Baby Dragon Graveyard or whatever immediately, and I'd be down that much more elixir. So right here, he does go in with a Baby Dragon Graveyard. So immediately, right, I think. No, I go Ewiz, my bad. I go Ewiz. I thought I punished the Battle Ram. I do end up doing that later, but I go into Ewiz because I know it's an easy defense. He won't have any elixir to poison and defend his tower. He could have poisoned, but I would have taken his tower. So I go with a Battle Ram in the right lane, and then a Bandit in the left lane because I know he doesn't have his Knight yet. He fails his Barbarrel, and my Bandit is going to get on tower eventually. My Battle Ram does connect, so I make him panic over there, and the Bandit gets a hit, and we're within poison range. 1 poison on his tower. Poison does like 164 at tournament standard, I think, and 186 at max level. So I was just chilling. I knew that we were going to be able to just take 1 poison at like 10 seconds in the game or something like that later in the game. And yeah, at this point, I Battle Ram the back. This is basically just so that I can be ready for this bridge battle. And the Battle Ram will do really nice in the bridge battle. I zap his Ice Wiz so that it dies. He goes in with a Tornado. After seeing that Tornado, I go with my Ewiz. He doesn't have a Bar Barrel. And we are going to easily win this bridge battle with 20 seconds left. He plays a Goblin Cage, giving me poison value. So I'm just going to take that because he's not going to be able to go in while he's defending those troops. So he has to go in with a Naked Graveyard. Magic Archer is going to come back and help. He goes with the poison. I go in with my Bandit, and the Bar Barrel is going to end up running back, and he's not going to get enough damage. So even if he had gotten enough damage, as you can see, his other tower is at 600 HP. and he wouldn't have been able to do anything. So I hope you guys enjoyed these replays. I hope they were helpful to you. And yeah, hope you guys have a good day. Remember, drop a like, subscribe, comment, help me out if you want, if you enjoy these videos. And yeah, I will catch you in the next video. Peace.